Bravo. 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 And boom, baby, are we live. Welcome to Midnight MLD. Guys, listen, I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't plan to do anything beneficial to the audience and people watching right now, okay? I am just going to rant, all right? And I'm going to talk shit. And I am going to make fun of people, okay? And I am going to bash stupid, fat, ugly, mentally diseased embarrassment of human beings, aka the biggest fools on the planet, the modern liberal American woman. Really, it's kind of like all American women. I'm not gonna lie, not all of them, but bottom of the global barrel. The women, I gotta tell you, American women they're holding L after L after L after L after L. And Kamala Harris, with the big L in the middle of her name, she's holding the biggest L. Because apparently, okay, we're not doing an intro, nothing, okay? I'm just gonna go, all right? I'm gonna brag, okay? I'm gonna fucking brag. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna give myself flowers, okay? And I'm just gonna tell you how it is, guys. I'm gonna tell you how it is, okay? Kamala Harris recently wrote in her book, right? Because that's what they do after they lose. Hillary Clinton wrote a book, you know, on how to be a fucking loser when Trump beat her ass out of the office. The 2020 election was a scam. Everybody fucking knows that, all right? These people who are Democrats are the biggest pieces of shit in human history. They're fucking sick in the head. They want to push the fucking homosexual agenda on children. They want to push the transgender agenda on children. They want to do it for money. They want to do it because they're sick, fucked up individuals. And thank God Donald Trump is fucking president. Mainly because he's not a deranged pseudo-black woman like fucking Kamala Harris, okay? Guys, I'm just going to tell you, you are vindicated, okay? You're right to look around and be like, what the fuck is going on? And I'll tell you what's going on. Men let their fucking guard down. Men didn't tell these fucking stupid bitches to shut the fuck up. And the comeuppance is here. The comeuppance is here. And it's very, very, very fucking visible, okay? I just love coming back to America after being a guy who's internationally traveled around the world, okay? Let me tell you something about you as an American man watching me right there, okay? You guys don't understand how psyop'd you have been, okay? You don't understand how psyop'd you've been into believing that your value is lower than it actually is. Okay? And it's been from everybody. Like, there's a thing going on in the red pill, like, oh, if a guy's 18 years old, he has no fucking value. No. Maybe when you were 18 years old, you had no fucking value. But that's just a dog shit, terrible message that is poisonous. And it is a fucking psyop that they are just pushing nonstop in this fucking, in this like super fucking gay obsessed country. You know, there is so much shit that I'm going to be talking. And guys, I'm just telling you right now, I'm doing this. You guys often ask me, how do, like, MLD, you're about to be 40. How do you look so young? How do you look so energetic? What do you do to stay so, you know, vibrant? Okay. And, you know what it is? I let shit that bothers me, I let it out immediately, okay? And this shit was boiling up in me, and I'm just so happy. I'm so happy to talk about what I'm going to talk about tonight. Because you know what? I love it when I see a fat, miserable ham of a dumb woman suffering. I love it, especially when she's American. I love it. I love it. I'm like, look, you thought you were so fucking high and mighty. You thought you fucking knew something, and look at you now. You don't fucking know shit. You don't know a goddamn fucking thing. These women here are so... It's so funny how they don't even realize how fucking psyop'd they have been. That's, in my opinion, the funniest part, is how they don't realize how everything they have around them is because of men. Every fucking thing that a woman enjoys in modern society in America, there is a 99.99999% chance, quite fucking literally, that a man put that shit together. A man built your fucking house. A man did the wiring in the house that your fucking dumbass doesn't even understand. A man did the plumbing in your fucking house. A man built, created, and sustains internet so you can upload your fucking whore pictures to sell your pussy on OnlyFans, which was also created by a man when we're talking about internet. And also, OnlyFans was created by a man. And also, it's men buying pictures of your used up pussy. Okay? That's how fucking delusional these stupid fucking cunts are. And on top of that, these fucking dumb, quite literal whores, okay, they have the audacity to go on the internet and say like, oh, I'd rather choose a bear than a man. You know, I would love to see a bear rip one of these bitches apart. I would love to see it. I would love to go like, I'm going to choose a fucking bear and watch a bear shred her like a piñata at a fucking Mexican birthday party. All right? Shred her to little pieces of confetti. It is so... I am so fucking happy when I see a chick that is so stuck up. Because I'm going to be 40, right? 39. And I've watched time humble a lot of women, bros. And let me tell you something. They say success is the best revenge, which it is. But the second best revenge is watching people that are just assholes suffer and fucking die. Okay? And I love it. I fucking love it. I told you this is not going to be a nice and happy and uplifting fucking stream. Okay? This is going to be a fucking reality check. Because I'm just so sick and tired of all this bullshit that I've seen since I've moved back to America. And a big part of it is because we're now living in a society where a lot of men are feminized and a lot of men have been fucking, you know, raised by single moms, which guarantees, like, fagotizes you, you know, and fucks you up. All of this shit started back when Old Spice, okay, they were in some trouble back in the day. Old Spice wasn't this like cool hip brand that sells $9 fucking deodorant, by the way. Has anybody noticed that deodorant is $9 fucking? I would rather smell like shit than spend $9 fucking on deodorant just on fucking principle. Okay? Is it just my area? Is it just Walgreens that's selling $9 fucking Old Spice? I don't know what's going on here. But anyways, they're a company and they were so fucked up, right? They were losing money. They were this old school company. It was like, you know, your grandfather's aftershave, okay? And they were just out of touch. They didn't level up. They didn't fucking modernize, right? And then they started looking at the sales data and they realized like, oh, wait, women are the ones that do the majority of the, you know, consumer spending for men. They're like, so, we've been marketing to men and that's not really working. What happens if we market to women, okay? And I think, I'm not even joking, they made like a fucking huge, like multi-100% on their campaign. Hey, you know what? That's the beauty of ChatGPT. Let's look it up. And by the way, just so you know, I'm doing this show. I'm going to take my time to research stuff. There's going to be moments of awkward silence. But you know what? I'm just going to let everything out. You know what? One thing that makes me sick about young men and just people these days, right? You guys want everything, like, you're such fucking dopamine crackheads that you want, like, years and years and years of wisdom, years and years and years in research, years and years and years of troubles and trials and tribulations. You want it all in a 4-second TikTok that's fucking stars and stripes and explosions to fucking entertain you because you're a goddamn dopamine junkie. Well, guess what, dipshit? Life doesn't work like that. And you got to be able to fucking be patient and sit through situations in order to get through them. Like, there's not a shortcut for everything. I know everybody wants a fucking TLDR, shortcut for everything, but there's not, okay? So I'm going to do things at my fucking pace, and I really just don't give a shit. So because I want to give this data straight up. We're going to go, Old Spice. Let me see. The Old Spice commercials. I think it was like in the 2010s. Revamps when they rebranded caused how much money in percent for their revenue to go up? Do you know if you typo in AI, you can just blow through it and it'll comprehend it? Okay. Old Spice body wash sales rose 100% year over year in 1 month after the Your Man Could Smell Like campaign. Over a slightly longer period, it more than doubled to 125% increase. And the campaign goal for the new ad was 15% growth in body wash sales. But by May 2010, damn, I'm so smart. It was 2010. Red Zone wash had already increased 60% over the year. One source says Old Spice U.S. market share grew from 3% to 6%, and total brand revenue rose from $280 million to over $1 billion by 2017, okay? That is fucking insane, all right? Good numbers, right? Just shows you how easy it is to take money from women, because I used to do sales all the time. And anytime I saw a woman, I was like, this is, with women, it's one of either two things. It's the easiest thing because they have no fucking confidence. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, okay? They just fucking don't. They're either the easiest sale ever, or they're the fucking biggest pains in the ass because they know they're retarded, but they're super fucking defensive, super fucking annoying, and they would rather just, even if they're getting a good deal, they're too dumb to know they're getting a good deal. And I'm not just saying that trying to like justify myself. Like, they literally were getting a good fucking deal, but they didn't know. Unless they were shopping for themselves. If they're shopping for themselves, they're just like, well, fuck it. But if they're shopping for their husband, they're getting dragged around, or like their husband's, some beta fag and getting dragged around by her, you would see that they would just be so annoying and so defensive and so fucking angry. And mainly because the guy's a pussy. That's really what it is, right? But they were just so difficult to deal with. But anyways, I'm getting off the track, but which is fucking characteristic of me. But the point I'm trying to make here is they're very easy to take money from. So that being said, right? The companies, and remember, most humans are fucking normies. Most people lack originality. Most people have no fucking balls to be themselves. Most people have no internal strength to do hard shit and, try to figure things out. So you know what they do? What do they fucking do? They copy. And so everybody saw, oh, wow. Look at that. So these people targeted women. Because remember, some of you guys, put your ages in the chat, okay? Because some of you guys you're too young. You grew up in this whole fagotization era where everybody's just endlessly jerking women off. America is the land or is just jerking women off 24/7, 365, right? That's my most viral clip, by the way. If you look at my shorts, I talk about how women in Japan never last because Japanese women are just light years better than them. And American women live in this country on easy mode, okay? And the funny thing about when women live on, oh, what's up, William Martin 51? I like it. The funny thing about like when you're given the easy path in life, it's funny because you turn out weak and you're usually a piece of shit because you haven't developed the character. Because when you suffer, when you go through bad shit, you know, you develop character, you develop patience, you develop understanding. You just become a better human because you have to be nice and kind and patient and enduring with yourself when bad shit happens to you in order to get through it. And then it kind of makes you a more compassionate person because when you see someone else going through shit, you're kind of like, okay, I kind of understand what's this person's going through. But when you're an entitled piece of garbage, gets everything handed to you, you just turn out to be a gigantic piece of shit and you crash out later in life, which is what happened. That's what's happening right now with all these women who can't get a man. It's really fucking funny, you know. Not for me. I'm good. I'm fucking Gucci, right? But I'm Jacquemus tonight. You like the Jacquemus? But they going back to the commercials, they started fucking telling these chicks, you know, or they started targeting women, right? And so the Old Spice stuff was like supposed to be like more, yeah, William, exactly. William, that's why I shouted you out. You understand. You've been alive. You've been alive. And listen, if you want to come on the show, guys, I'm going to drop the link here in a second. William, if you have an opportunity to talk, I would like you to talk to the guys because we're about 10 years apart. But you grew up in a world where they didn't jerk women off all the time, and that's why modern women fucking suck right now, okay? So let's go back to the history lesson. So Old Spice made a fuckload of money. All the companies have no originality. Instead of doing something cool, right, they're like, oh, let's just copy what they did. Let's just target women because women are easy to take money from. And so then the commercials started going to like, oh, well, let's start like, you know, kind of like making fun of men. And it started like, okay, we're going to make fun of men. Like, oh, here's a dumb guy. He's like, oh, I'm fucking trying to clean the floors and I can't do it, you know, because I'm a fucking dumb guy. And then the woman's like, oh my God, you're such a dummy. I have this fucking product. Oh, because I'm fucking a woman and I'm smart. And then shows her cleaning and cleaning. And she's like, I'm woman. And because of product X, I'm smarter than my husband. And women are so dumb that they're like, yeah, the TV's real. Okay. So that started happening. And then, you know, like what's happening now with social media, like you got to be more extreme, more extreme, more extreme, more extreme, more extreme. We got people fucking shooting each other on live streams nowadays, right? So it got to the point that they started like, you know, becoming more vicious and becoming more like they wanted to push men down more and more and more and more, okay? And then this started getting into the TVs, first of all. Now, who's putting this shit on the TV? Who's putting this shit in the movies? I think we all know who runs Hollywood. But it's a bunch of liberals. All right? And if you look at the end game of all their liberal faggotry now, look at LA. Look at LA is a shithole. New York is a rotten shithole that is eroding and they're about to vote in a communist Muslim. Okay? A communist fucking Muslim. And they're gonna run that fucking shithole even further into the ground. And I love it. All these liberal shitholes, all these democratic places, they're suffering, people going through hardship. This is what you get. This is what you get, okay? Because then, on top of that, it got worse. Then the politicians started getting involved. They're like, oh, we need to fucking educate more women in college and da 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 da. And then they sent them to college, okay? And let me tell you something that cock-sucking sack of shit Obama did, okay? He is the one that not only did he legalize gay marriage, okay, but he is the one that fucking started telling all the colleges that anytime a woman reports any kind of sexual misconduct by a man, anytime, it doesn't even have to be real. They would create these courts on the fucking university grounds. And then they would try these men and be like, you're held accountable, you got to be expelled. And what did women, because if they didn't do that, he said they would cut federal funding. So they would cut Pell Grants, they would cut fucking student loans, and that means that the colleges would be cooked, right? And again, all the colleges ran by cowards, the world's built by betas, the world's run by people who have no fucking backbone. Men are weak now. And, you know, they're all like, oh, okay, you know? And so that fucking happened. And, you know, all this bullshit just got worse and worse. And then the education started getting into the women's heads and starting to tell them, you know, and it slowly started with, like, sucking up to women and then making fun of men and then, like, kind of talking shit about men and then talking shit about men and then, like, viciously shit-talking men, false accusing them, all this shit. Yeah, exactly. William Martin is just all this shit. Believe all women. Like, really? As, like, Bill Burr says, really? All of them? We're just gonna believe all women? Like, women, their whole life is a fucking lie. And this isn't some, like, angry incel rage that people like to put on red pill creators, okay? Women fucking, they get surgery to make themselves look better. They put makeup all over their face on a day-to-day. They wear bras that push their tits together. You ever hook up with a girl and she has like that super push together tits and you take off her fucking shirt and you take off her bra and you're like, what the fuck? You fucking bitch. You ruined my night. I could have gone home with a bunch of other girls, but I picked you because I thought you had the best tits, and you're wearing like 9,000% pressure on your 2 8-cup mosquito bites with nipples the size of a slice of bologna. Your fucking tit is like 85% nipple, and now I gotta fucking have pity sex with you. You're wearing high heels. You're not that high. You're not that cute. And now you're fucking putting layers and layers and layers of makeup on. You're not that pretty. You talk like, you know what really upsets me too? When you're talking to a girl and you're like making good points, she's like, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I was thinking that too. It's like, actually, no, bitch. You think I'm as dumb as you? Like, I can see past your stupidity. Like, when they pretend to be stupid, but they pretend to be smarter than they actually are, okay? What are we doing, guys? How did we let this shit get like this? I'll tell you how we let it get like this. Because dudes just got fucking... They didn't learn to stand up for themselves. And society progressed. Hold on one sec. I forgot to... My mouth is so dry because this thing is blowing on my fucking face. I will be back. I'm going to go grab a big bowl of watermelon. I'm going to eat watermelon, and I'm going to talk shit about all the stuff that I fucking hate, and then I'm going to laugh at Kamala Harris's, somebody says she wasn't black. I don't give a fuck what she is. She was pretending to be black. Just another lying fucking bitch. You're just proving my fucking point. Okay? So... we'll talk about rap music and how Drake is a big faggot, and that faggotized everything too. I'm gonna eat this whole fucking thing. Because if not, my cleaning lady didn't put it in the Tupperware. I'm not making it, and this is not an insult at her being a woman, but this is going to dry out. So, my camera keeps fucking freezing. Does Myron's camera freeze during his stream? Is this just like a camera freezing problem that streamers have to fucking deal with? Does his shit ever freeze on his streams, guys? I never see a Fresh and Fit camera freeze. Okay? Should I keep this just in case I don't finish it? I will. Put this over here. Camera glitch? Yeah. So, where was I? I was bad-mouthing women. I'm really not bad-mouthing women. I take that back. I'm just telling the truth. Okay? So, now, you get to this point now, right? Where it's no longer for the marketing. Women psyop themselves because they're so dumb they don't realize how they're getting psyoped, right? This is why it's so easy. Like, this is why when you're a high-level player, okay, you could go to the dark side and be evil. Because women, all you got to do is give them a little bit of dick, a little bit of attention, a little bit of rules, and you can control them. And they get up in arms when a man talks about it. But who the fuck do you think I learned this from? I learned it from these bitches lying and manipulating their way through life. Okay? And so anybody wants to say, the red pill is a bunch of blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. Shut your stupid fucking mouth. Because we're going to continue. Okay? So, it gets to the point now where they're just like straight up hatred, right? Now there's man hatred, okay? And they're hating men, okay? So now we're at this point, and the man hatred is seeping into the culture. It's in now. It's because, you know, when I was younger, okay, we had Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, okay? We had Avril Lavigne, all right? They're not singing about how their pussy is so fire and I don't need no man, nigga, and you gotta eat my pussy and blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Go back to Waffle House, all right? Nobody wants to hear that shit. We had good, positive music with the fucking Spice Girls. They were all skinny. They were feminine, okay? They were attractive. They were kind. They were not embarrassing. I say the least embarrassing female role model we have nowadays is Taylor Swift. And all she does is like whine about being a fucking whore. And she's a billionaire. Like, boom. That's all you have to do. Is like not be insufferable. Like, because they had Nicki Minaj, disgusting. As a Trinidadian, I disavow Nicki Minaj. And then you have like the Nicki Minaj trash fucking stripper, drugger, whore, Cardi B, another Biden supporter, right? And then on top of that, now you have fucking Megan Thee Stallion. And did this bitch shoot somebody or get shot? Like, what is going on? Is the world, like, what is going on?
Shut up and take my money.
Aaron, you want to come on here and talk shit with me? I'll drop the link. I know it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're probably on your CPAP machine holding on for dear life. But thanks for dipping into those savings and giving that $5, Papa. Okay? Sexy red now. Disgusting. She's a CIA asset. You gotta go to bed? I bet you do. Thanks for the $5, FOMO. I was just talking about how women weren't insufferable whores like they are now. Aaron's a good guy. I like Aaron. He's a great guy, actually. You know, he's such a good guy. He's calmed me down. He's like, remind me there's good people in the world. But let me dig back into my hatred. Why the fuck are you not a moderator? Is this actually you? It is actually you. What the fuck happened? Why are you not a moderator? Let me make you back. I'm gonna make you a mod. That's so weird. Huh. Alright, you're good. You're a moderator now. So, you're on now, pal. So, okay. So now, you got another part of, this is my favorite part. God, okay. I know, if you've been slighted by women, if you've kind of been going through life lately and you're like, God, I just fucking hate all these insufferable, rude, ugly, fat whores. Okay? I have something beautiful to talk to you about, okay? Again, this is how dumb and easily manipulated and psyop'd women can be, all right? There's a company called Dove, D-O-V-E, and they make body wash. And in the early 2000s and the 90s, okay, this was what a beautiful, attractive, blonde white women, and they had some fucking hot, skinny black girls too, you know, and they were just like, oh, it's a Dove body wash, and like they would show the girls like in the fucking shower, and I remember was a kid watching this, I was like, oh yeah, rub yourself, baby, you know. Well, some genius at their fucking disgusting headquarters, probably some miserable fat whore who couldn't get married, so she had to go to college and get a job because she's a loser, right? Girls who go to college and get, like, you have to get a job, you're a fucking loser. You couldn't find a good-looking hot guy to take care of you so you could stay at home and fucking do nothing with kids all day. You're a loser. You're a fucking bum, right? So, that being said, Dove came up with this genius idea, okay? Body positivity. Body positivity. Think about how dumb you have to be to fall for this shit, okay? And what they started doing, they're like, let's just get a huge, gigantic black bitch and tell everybody that's what beauty is. And if you don't like it, you're a fucking racist. And of course, women with no backbones, because God forbid they stand up to anything. And the guys, people with even less of a backbone are the beta male men of America who have let their spine get ripped out. They're like, oh, okay. Oh, honey, I'll let you do it. Right? Well, let me see if I can find any of these original Dove body positivity. You guys are gonna vomit. It's lit though. You know? Let's see. Let's go to the original one. See, and here's the thing. I think this is part of it, right? So it started like this. And like I told you, you know, it looks good. It looks good initially. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, you know. This is what it looks like here. You know. No, here, let's go. Hold on. It's fucking goddamn. Okay, here we go. So take a look at this shit. Because that's what it is. Shit. Look at this. So you got the black one, right? These in 2025, this is like a group of 10s. In America, this is like a group of fucking 10s. Okay? So you got the black girl here. Not bad. Bangable. You got the Asian girl. Right? The skinniest out of all of them. Shocker. How are we really surprised? You got this fucking, you know, she's supposed to be like the Latina, but I got short hair. I might be a lesbian. You got the old bitch. You got the white girl in the middle who looks good. You got the fat girl. This is the fat girl. You got this chick who's like actually pretty fit and muscular. I don't even know why she's there. And then you got this chick over here who's built like SpongeBob SquarePants. Her body's like a whole fucking square. All right? And they said, oh, you know, you're healthy at any body weight. You know, you're healthy at any body weight. And you're going to be a fucking supermodel, right? Disgusting. Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. Right? And then fast forward to 2020, and now you have Jabba the Hutt, who is goddamn model for, you might think it's diabetes, but it's Calvin Klein. All right? So, all of this shit is happening, okay? All of this disgusting, because that is disgusting, because being fat is a sign that you're lazy, that you're not taking care of yourself, that you just don't love yourself, that you don't want to fucking work hard at taking care of yourself. You haven't done the effort. Guys, with AI, you are literally 100,000% without excuse on 99% of things in life. You could sit down in front of AI and fucking do almost anything. Okay? See, this is what it used to look like when men were the ones in control and men had balls, right? These Victoria's Secret models at the top, this is what it used to look like, okay? These girls on the top are extremely... This black bitch is too skinny here. But I think that's Vivica... You know, who's that? That's the one who had the model show. I forget her name. But super hot. Super hot. A little too skinny to me, but I'd still bang her. I don't like how skinny her legs are. The black girl... This black girl looks good. I think she's... I forgot her name. Tyra Banks, maybe? Super hot. Super hot. This is what it used to be. This is what Dove used to be. But then they saw that the pigs were getting fat. And they were like, wait a minute. These bitches are doing what bitches do, which is complaining, right? And the worst thing you could do as a man, when a woman is complaining about some shit that doesn't fucking matter, like if you're such a fat ass and you're angry because you see healthy people on the TV, that's your fat ass's problem. Being fat, do you understand? Like the number one thing you could do to kill yourself faster is to be fat. All data, lifespan data, health span data says two things. You should be as lean, not as lean as possible, but pretty decently lean, and also fit, which means you have a decent amount of lean muscle mass tissue on you. So you could live longer, because as you get older, everything shrivels up and you die. Literally. Okay? So, instead of getting their fat asses off the couch, stop eating, or eat healthy. Do you know how many fucking calories in this whole bottle, this whole thing of fucking watermelon? Do you know how much calories it is? Maybe, I don't even know, bro. But not like, if this was a bowl of fucking potato chips, it would be like 1,000 calories. If this was a bowl of pretzels, this would be like 800 something plus calories. Okay? You could eat blueberries. You could eat fucking an apple. You could eat oranges. Okay? But they want to eat fucking chocolate the size of small children. Well, and then they wonder why they're so fucking fat, right? I flew to Vegas to go work with the Hormozis recently, and I had the delight of sitting next to this fucking fat pig woman who was bleeding over into my seat. And I was just like, God, I just never had to deal with this disgusting kind of shit when I lived in Japan. Because Japanese women are skinny. Japanese women are feminine. They have their own fucking problems. Don't get me wrong, okay? But at least they're not a fat, disgusting mess that has the worst, rudest manners ever. I'm at the point now, like, when women act crazy in public, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. And that's what's happening now. Men are checking society again, because society has gone to fucking hell because we're just fucking listening to women too much. Going back to my original point, when a woman is fucking whining about some bullshit that doesn't really matter, the number one thing you should tell her is shut the fuck up. Okay, not just somebody you love, but if it's just some regular fucking ham beast that's just snarling away, shut up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Because when you like, it's like Patrice O'Neill said, right? When you're dealing with a woman, you gotta be like the United States government when we say, we do not negotiate with terrorists. We do not negotiate with fucking terrorists. Do you understand? And crying and whining is a form of emotional terrorism. Okay? And it really just shows you that when you concede and concede and concede and concede and concede, you know what? It's never enough. When is it ever enough, guys? How many of you guys have dated a girl that's just complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining, and you're finally like, you know what? How about you just shut the fuck up and leave? How about that? How about you just shut your fucking mouth and get the fuck out of here? Okay? That's the right answer. But these fat asses started fucking crying about attractive women on TV, and then they're like, oh, companies, you know, they're like, all right, well, these fucking fat bitches want to see fat bitches, fuck it, we'll just make some money. So, that happened, okay? I would say we reached about peak feminism bullshit when the nerds finally stood up. A lot of people talk shit about nerds, okay? But I respect nerds. You know why? Because nerds are very masculine in their own right. Like, if you go into a Call of Duty lobby, okay, you're playing with a bunch of nerds, if you don't know what you're doing, they will fucking kill you. You will go 0 and 25, and they will rape your dead body every time they're done. Okay? They will kill you. They will fucking throw a grenade on your dead body. They will teabag you. They will rape you. Okay? If you ever go to, like, these card games, or you go to any, like, LAN parties, you know, they're pretty vicious. Right? Foxer says they're equally competitive. I would argue that nerds are more competitive because they still have that masculine drive to win. It's just up here. It's not here. You know? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Foxer is here. He's watching on Rumble. So, don't worry. I'm just getting warmed up. If you gotta go, it's okay. I'm not here for you. I'm here for me. This is therapy. This is why I look so young. Okay? So, they fucked with the one thing you shouldn't fuck with. They fucked with the holy grail of nerd culture. Some of the beginnings of nerd culture in America. The deep nerd culture. They fucked with Star Wars. When they made this new faggot-ass, self-serving, disgusting cancer out of those new Star Wars movies with that entitled, wretched cunt, Kathleen Kennedy, at the head, okay, who is a talentless whore, who is a coffee fetcher, who did nothing her whole life except for ride on the coattails of George Lucas and fucking Steven Spielberg. That's all she did. You know, they're like, go get a coffee, bitch. You know, she probably was like, I think you should do this. Like, oh, that's kind of a good idea. Let's put her in there. So they make the first movie, right? The Force Awakens. Episode 7. With Daisy Ridley, the most manly looking bitch. Why did they make her so looking manly? I'll tell you why. Because these girls got to the point, at this point, in 2015 when this shit came out, that they wanted to fucking, you know, they wanted to be the man themselves. I guess these girls wanted to become a man, grow a dick, and fuck themselves in the ass. I don't know what's going on in their psycho fucking mind, right? So they've got this insufferable cunt, and the movie is shit. It's total dog shit. But at the end of the movie, you see fucking Luke motherfucking Skywalker. And I remember when I saw that in the theaters. I'm getting goosebumps right now. I remember when I saw Luke Skywalker, I was like, fuck yeah. Because this useless bitch can't do shit. So we're going to get a fucking white man to handle the fucking job, okay? We're going to get Luke Skywalker to fucking cut these motherfucking new Sith Lords up and fuck them up, okay? And then you had, I loved, one of my favorite characters in Star Wars is Mace Windu, but with Samuel L. Jackson. He was the coolest fucking black Jedi ever. He was a badass. Cut off fucking Jango Fett's head. Bad motherfucker, right? So I thought, fuck yeah. This black guy, whatever his name is, that's how forgetful he is because they fucking ruined his shit. I think his name is John Boydson or some shit like that. I don't know. But all he's doing the whole movie is just chasing after Rey, screaming after her like some fucking beta male homosexual. Okay? Terrible fucking movie. Terrible fucking plot. Everything was fucking gay. Quite literally. They didn't say it, but everything was just super fucking gay and influenced. And, you know, this shit was just atrocious. And they made so much money. I think it made $1 billion. And everybody was like, oh, women, it's because of Rey. Every fucking news outlet, every fucking social media outlet, women were just running around and just jerking themselves off. Oh my God, we're so great. 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 John Boyega. Thank you, Billy. Billy's an expert at understanding Hollywood stuff, if you guys don't know that. He's very good. He's expert at video games. He's expert at Hollywood stuff. He's expert at being a good friend of mine. And he's expert at fucking building his goddamn human fucking tank body. All right? Is it not, are you sure it's not considered canon? Did they really rescind that? When did they rescind that? You're about to make me feel so much better. Okay, but here. So. Right? So this is what happens. So now, feminism, the force is female. This bitch Kathleen Kennedy was wearing a shirt. Okay? The force is female. You know? And they were just, you know, trying to take credit for a man's work like most women do. That's what women do. Here's the iconic fucking shit. This was the iconic shirt with that disgusting, talentless, fucking wretched whore, Kathleen Kennedy. I hate this bitch, bro. I hate this fucking bitch. I literally, there is hatred in my heart for her. If she was in front of me and she was completely on fire, I wouldn't piss on her face to save her. I would watch her fucking, I would watch the skin melt off of her bones. If I had a fucking wooden stick, I would take that wooden stick and I would put a marshmallow on the end of it and I would put it above her head as she burned to death like Anakin Skywalker on the fucking on the banks of that lava bed, and I would just cook a fucking marshmallow on her dying fucking corpse and eat a s'mores in front of her rather than piss all over her to save her life. All right? She's taking. So the Force is female. The Force is not female. You talentless fucking moron. But again, women, because a lot of American women are such talentless fucks, right? Ken, you could go and fuck yourself. You could come on the. You could come and talk to me right now, and I'll cuss you out man to man. You fucking faggot. But you would never say that shit to my face. This is my show. Welcome to Midnight MLD, where I'm completely uncensored. And I'll beat your fucking faggot ass if you want to come to Florida. I'll fuck you up. All right? So suck my dick and kiss my fucking ass. This is my show. Anybody's incel here, it's you. All right? So, anyways. This is what I'm talking about. Faggots like this guy are why we're in this state of America the way it is right now. Okay? Contrary to popular belief, if you read history and study, violence is the answer. That's why the government has a fucking monopoly on it. Okay? Anyways, I digress. So, The Force Awakens was total shit. And it made $1 billion. And everybody, like women do, they were trying to take credit, saying, oh, it was because of Rey, it was because this great storyline and this and that and this and that. No, you fucking incompetent shithead. It was because we wanted to see fucking Luke Skywalker. Period. We wanted to see Luke Skywalker. We had not seen him since the Return of the fucking Jedi. In like the 80s. Return of the Jedi come out in I think it came out in the 80s. That was like 1989? Maybe 1990? When was that? Return of the... I know 88... I believe 88 was Empire Strikes Back. Oh, no. 83. So 70... Oh, yeah. I think it was 77 was Star Wars. What was it? 81 was Return of the Jedi. And 83... Or Empire Strikes Back in 83 was Return of the Jedi. When was Empire Strikes Back? 1980. So 77, 80, 83. Oh, 3 years. Wow. Okay. So that was last time we wanted... Yeah. Billy, you're the man. Yeah, Ken, call in. Call in. Come on. I'll love to fucking hear. I'll put the link in the chat because I'll just destroy you. It's because I gotta listen. I'm letting all the angst out. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, guys. I'm gonna look like 5 years younger. I'm telling you, it's the secret. You gotta let the anger out. You gotta let the hatred out. Beat up a punching bag. You know, let it out in a journal. Go in the forest and scream. It's therapeutic. Yeah, exactly. Let the hate flow through you. Let it exit you. Oh, I got it right here.
Good. Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the hate flow through you.
Okay? Where's Ken? Of course he's not coming. 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 They're cowards, guys. Don't you have you guys noticed the pattern? They're cowards. Okay? So anyways. So, let's go. Now it's 2017. Okay? 2017. This was the breaking point. They made The Last Jedi. And they made Luke Skywalker a weak, old, pathetic, bumbling fool. And you know what's funny? That director, not Ryan Stone, but they're both spell their names with R-I-N, but fucking Ryan Johnson. I harassed that guy so much on Twitter, guys, he blocked me. I used to send that guy hate mail every single day. I used to tell him, you are a talentless fucking piece of shit. Okay? I can't imagine, what does it say? I can't imagine MLD being a heavy drinker in the past with his high level cursing shit talk sober. Era had to be insane. I've never been like a massive heavy drinker. I don't know what people think that is. I would drink when I would go on Fresh and Fit, and I would have like 2 or 3 drinks, and I never drink at home. And so I would get hammered after like 3 drinks. No, I've never a drinker. The only thing I was like habitually using was marijuana. Like to a point it was kind of a problem, like smoking like 3, 4, 5 blunts a day. You know, when I was like in my 20s. But my drug of choice these days is pussy and money. Great drugs to use. So, now the nerds are done. They're like, fuck this. That's when people like Nerdrotic came out. That's when the guy from Geeks and Gamers, that guy Jeremey, he was like, he came out, and that guy was just on a fucking tear. And he didn't, you want to talk about nerd ferocity? Jeremey, I think that's his name, Jeremey, from D-Day Cobra, from Geeks and Gamers. That guy never let up. Never, ever. You talk about ferocity? That guy is a ferocious man. That guy, day in and day out, was just trying to fucking put his foot on Kathleen Kennedy's throat. Is she still working for why haven't they fired this whore yet? Can't they just like sick some fentanyl junkies on her? Have them rip her apart? You know? And so I was letting the women have it back on FNF. Bro, the worst thing a woman can do is talk shit to me in public, bro. When you go to me, I am going to humiliate you. I am going to humiliate you. So, the story continues. This is when there's a big pushback, okay? Men had already started to get fed up. Because you know why? That smear campaign, remember, the Old Spice shit started in 2010. And it ramped up for 5 years. And that was 6 years. And on top of that, Obama was in office being that self-righteous faggot that he is. Because he's a faggot, just so you guys know. Obama's a faggot. I'm sorry to the black people who like were happy he was the first black president. That guy fucked up our country. Okay? And promoted gay marriage. Made gay marriage legal. Started promoting those kangaroo courts in the fucking... The whole Me Too thing, that happened under Obama. His administration was pushing the whole... Well, we gotta fucking, you know, they were saying like they were saying this, think of how crazy this is, guys. They were saying 1 in 4 women that went to college got raped. Do you understand how fucking insane that is? 25%. That is millions and millions and millions of women consistently going to college and getting raped. Do you understand how fucking crazy that is? Okay? Insanity. That's when the whole pay gap, remember the wage gap? That was also another bullshit thing that came out by Obama, right? All of that shit came out. And so people in 2016 really were basically like, you know, they're pretty fed up. And that's how Trump became president the first time. You see, guys, we were ahead of the curve. Things were going to get better, and they were getting better. Trump becoming president, okay? Trump becoming president was the biggest red-pilling moment for me, not because of Trump. Because before that, guys, I'm not going to lie, I really loved Hollywood. Movies are my favorite depiction of art. I've seen over 500 movies. I have probably seen close to 1,000 movies in my life. I've watched French movies. I've watched Korean movies. I've watched Chinese movies. I've watched Japanese movies. I've seen Italian movies, you know, old movies, new movies, right? It was a big part of my life, okay? And the biggest red-pilling thing for me when Trump became president was how uniformly all of the celebrities started attacking him. And I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck is going on here? That was like another level of red pilling. Because I had already been red pilled on women. Because I was raised in chaos with all these single women around me. Single mothers and friends of single mothers. You know, and I couldn't put together when I was younger. But like, they were just single women with single women. Always talking about men. Always trying to get a man. Can't get their shit together. Just like women who just couldn't get their shit together. That was just like my whole childhood that I saw. Right? And in my adolescent years as well. So I was really red-pilled on women. I kind of knew it. I was never one of these guys who's like, I never had a girlfriend, and then I read The Rational Male, then I was a fucking incel and finally had sex. Like, no. I always had a girlfriend since I was like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There'd never been a year I didn't have some girl on my arm, giving me a kiss, having sex with me, whatever, right? It's just fucking, it's child's play. It's easy. You know? So, I'd already been red-pilled on this shit. But then, I remember when that shit happened. I remember I used to have this friend named Jeff. Jeff was a cool guy, man. He was a musician. He liked to smoke weed. Jeff Caruth, nice guy. Never forget him. And I remember one time, you know, it was before Trump got in office. He's like, he looked at me, he's like, dude, everything you see on the TV is a fucking lie. And I thought to myself, wow, Jeff's crazy. I was like, Jeff's a crazy person. You know, I wasn't ready for the truth yet. But then when Obama got ousted, I watched, because I used to be a huge Trump fan. I used to read his books, right? In 2014, I was so fucking broke. I used to ride the train, or I used to ride the bus in Hawaii to Waipahu. I went from Waikiki to Waipahu. And if you know about Waipahu, that's the Samoan fucking ghetto. That's the Samoan/Micronesian ghetto. And I had to go there, and I was putting up these vinyl fences in the sun, the hot Hawaiian sun in the summer, while I studied for the taxi exam. And when I wake up in the morning, I would listen to Donald Trump's book, like The Art of Making the Deal. I listened to a lot of good books during that time, man. You know, The Compound Effect. I was always hustling, guys. I was always trying to have my breakthrough. And that's why I tell you guys, never give up, man, because you just have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing to get out of whatever shit you're in. You just have to. It just requires so much effort. But it's just so worth it to get out, man. It's so worth it. It's so, because it's not about getting money and whatever, but it's about proving to yourself that you can get your dreams, that you are a good guy, that you're a competent person. You're not, because, you know, we're all kind of mean to ourselves in our heads when we're trying to do some shit. We talk shit to ourselves, like, oh, you fucking loser, you can't do this. You feel bad, so you want to smoke some weed to forget the fact that you're always talking shit to yourself. But you got to keep trying. You got to keep pushing. And that's what I was doing, right? And so Trump's books were getting me through some hard times. I'd always been a fan of Trump. And everybody liked Trump. This Trump hate is like such a psyop. And again, it just shows you women are the ones that are getting psyoped again. Do you guys get to see it? And honestly, if you get good at game, you can psyop women too. You too can psyop women. Trust me, okay? That's my message of hope to you, right? And so you could psyop them into being good women, okay? Covering for pedos is wild. Fuck you too, you fucking weirdo. You can come on the show. We'll talk about it, okay? You come here. I'll drop a link for you. But you can be like all the rest of the cowards and do nothing. You'll do nothing. See, that's why this is how you are in life. You're just a fucking an icon right here. You're just a fucking NPC. That's all you are. Your life is this. You're a nobody. Nobody cares about you. Nobody loves you. And you're fucking delusional and you're fucking stupid. That's exactly who you are. Okay, you fucking dumbass. Told you I'm going to let it all out, boys. I told you. You think I was too rough? What do you think? What do you think, guys? Should I change my message? Should I be nice to people? No? I told you. I don't give a fuck, guys. I'm just getting this shit off my chest. Okay? So anyways, right? Trump gets in the presidency. And then I see this fucking scumbag faggot. Jimmy Kimmel starts talking shit about him. He used to be on The Man Show. I used to like The Man Show. I know William used to watch The Man Show. William used to watch The Man Show on Spike TV with him and his partner. You know? The Man Show. It was good shit. It was funny. It was good. But, you know, Jimmy was always the beta little bitch. And it shows you now he's got to go suck liberal dick. You know? He's a fucking weasel. These guys are such fucking weasels, man. And so, you know, we get to seeing this. And Adam Carolla. Thank you, Billy. So, we get to this point where we're here. I'm watching the whole news turn against the guy. I'm watching social media turn against this guy. I'm watching movie stars, the celebrities, you know. Everybody's turning on this politician. Green Day, bunch of fucking faggots. I used to like Green Day. I used to listen to them when I was younger. Right? And I was like, wait a minute, bro. Something's up. Something is seriously fucking wrong. Seriously fucking wrong. And I was crazy. I watched so many women lose their mind. I've watched it over the years too, right? I've watched close friends, mothers go crazy over Trump. You know, I watched these stupid women tear their families apart because they get fucking diseased in the head with liberalism. It diseases their mind. You know, guys, it's not normal. Look at all these people that are like claim to be part of like the liberal agenda. They're sick. They're fat as fuck. You know, they have 9,000 genders. Guys, this is the rest of the world is not like this. This is an exclusively American disease that bleeds out from here into other cultures. This is why other cultures look down on us. You don't have freaks and shit like this en masse in Japan. You don't have freaks and like all this excessive gay shit everywhere and all the other places in the world. It's only here in America. They don't have this shit, right? And so I just started seeing all that shit, and I just started like they started ramping it up too, especially under the Trump administration. You know, they started like you know, they started pushing the transgender agenda shit too. That was when they started getting pushed back too. Okay. And so the whole media machine, everybody was attacking Trump, all this, the courts, everybody, right? And it really shook me up and showed me the truth, okay? And the truth was that, like, you know, when it came to fucking Trump, they didn't like him because they fucking didn't want him to influence people. They didn't want him to fucking wake people up like he was. Right? And he was. He was waking people up. And they can't have that. Okay? So, what do? Well, my theory, which I got in trouble for on YouTube, okay? You will never convince me that they didn't steal the 2020 election, all right? You will never, ever, ever, ever convince me that they didn't steal that. Okay? You'll never. 1,000 lifetimes. You never convinced me. I watched it. I don't know how long some of you people have been watching me, but in 2020, I did a 19-hour long election stream where I watched the whole thing happen live. Okay? But during that time, I did something good. And now we're going to get into the meat of the story. You see, we were fucking fighting the feminism. We were fighting this feminist thing that nobody wants to marry a feminist. Nobody, feminism doesn't have a good reputation. It doesn't matter how you try to fucking swing it. It doesn't matter how you try to fucking manipulate people. Okay? Feminism is fucking cancer. All right? It was a psyop, again, that women fell for, that basically wanted to make women get away from men and fucking be controlled by governments so they could pay more taxes. That's what it was. Right? Period. Nothing more, nothing less. Nobody likes a feminist. There's no feminist widely celebrated. You know, let me tell you, you know what one of the chief feminists at the time was? Her name was, this woman named Lena Dunham. Okay? Real disgusting woman. Real, like, extremely, extremely ugly, disgusting woman back then. But let me show you what happens to where she is now, because this is part of a life lesson. You see, like, it's good I let the vitriol out at the beginning, then I become like more wholesome and, you know, be able to talk. But I still got more story and more rant for you. Believe you me. Okay. So Lena Dunham, you know, the feminists, they had their run up in like 2017, 2016 area, right? So this is Lena Dunham here. This is her in 2017. And she was promoting all kind of filthy shit. Hairy armpits, right? All this fucking disgusting trash that American women lapped up like a dog laps up its own shit. Okay? This is what she looked like. Standing behind this equal sign of that means just you gotta love gays. You gotta be a gay lover. You gotta love the gays. If you don't love the gays, it means you're just a hate-filled individual Nazi, right? Well, fucking Zig Heil. What can I say? What can I fucking say? All right? Well, she promoted all this promiscuity, being a very rude, being disgusting, okay? You know, just real nasty, nasty stuff. She was just a very nasty role model for women. Okay. Well, you know, you guys want to know why I look so good and I look like a decent, healthy, happy person? Because I'm actually a good person. I know I'm not a perfect person. I'm a very flawed individual. I have a lot of fucking things that I have to work on. I got a lot of things I got to level up on. But in my heart, I am a good man. I am a good human being. I'm a very good person. I turn on this camera every day and I just try to help people. There's never an episode where I'm trying to tear somebody down for clout or anything. It is always, there's some kind of lesson behind what I'm doing. Okay? Now, look at what happens when you sell your soul to the devil. Look at her. Bitch is fucking huge. She looks like she ate the 2017 version of herself. Okay? Monster. Look at that. Huge. Gigantic. She's not going to make it to 45. She is going to die. Probably soon. She is probably going to die soon. Okay? People, when they eat like this, okay? When they do this, There is something, she says, Lena thinks America is fat phobic. Okay, you bitch. Keep on eating, bitch. Keep eating. This isn't even Buzz, your girlfriend, Wolf. This is Buzz, get the rifle. Something's on our property. That's not, you know. I don't know what is going on, but when somebody is like eating to this degree, guys, something is deeply psychological. Like when you see somebody very, 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 very fat, it's not that they lack discipline. It's that something is deeply wrong with them on a psychological level. Something is deeply and extremely wrong with them. Okay? And that's why she's like, healthy, smart women don't become feminist. They don't. It's dog shit. It's garbage. Okay? Nandez says she's a terrible person. She just said she wanted to have abortion just to protest Roe v. Wade. Good. Okay? So, like, that's a perfect example of, like I said, I'm just watching her destroy her life, and I'm so fucking happy. I'm so happy because what you're doing is evil. And in this life, if you do evil, you will be punished. Okay? There is good and there's evil. And if you're out here promoting fucking evil, bad shit's going to happen to you and no one's going to fucking care because you're an evil piece of shit. Okay? So, that that right there was some of the filth that was being pushed. So, Trump was a shoo-in for the 2020 election. He was a shoo-in. There was no way in hell Biden was going to win. He was, and then you're telling me, because look, as much as I hated, and I hate Barack Obama to this day, okay? As much as I fucking hate Barack Obama, not because of who he is, but what he did and what he represented, you know? He's just a pawn, you know? But actually, you know what? No, fuck it. I hate him. I hate him. I hate all of him. He was a really good speaker. That was all he was really good. That and sucking his wife's dick, right? And so, this guy was a really good speaker, very charismatic. He was a good-looking faggot, you know? And, you're trying to tell me that Joe Biden, who was stuttering and his way through interviews, and that Joe Biden got more votes than Barack Obama?
Ha! Gay!
Yeah, okay. Right. You know. So, God, is this real? I'm convinced that every morbidly obese person has abominations in their life. We still haven't forgotten Lena Dunham wrote about molesting her sister in her book. Is that real? The camera froze on my face perfectly. This is like, that's like my reaction to feminism right there. Before I reset the camera, this is my reaction to someone explaining feminism to me. Like, what? You fucking kidding me? So, they steal the election. Guys, you guys remember 2021 was the beginning of the end. You know, they started rolling out the forceful and the vaccines. I almost lost this channel. I got 2 strikes. If you get 3 strikes, your channel's gone. Do you guys know that? And, a beautiful thing happened during that time, though, guys. Okay? Because in 2019, on January 21st, I did my first ever live stream. on this channel right here that you're watching me on right now, on the Modern Life Dating channel. And on February 1st, I said, you know what? I'm going to come up with a program called Body Language Mastery, and I'm going to release it and see who signs up. And I signed up, and I made the account, and I started releasing it. And there was a man that signed up and joined this. I remember first seeing the name. I was like, Amro Footle? I was like, what kind of fucking terrorist name is this? I was like, Amro Footle? Like, I hope this isn't some fucking dude in the Middle East trying to, like, you know, learn some game to do some scummy shit. And that was your boy. That was good old Myron. He was like, just call me Myron. I was like, he was like, yeah, it's an alias I use. I was like, all right, Myron Gaines, cool. And I started coaching him. He wanted to know more about picking up girls. He wanted to know about setting dates. He wanted to know all those things. That was quarter one. Okay. Quarter two, right? After that, what we did with quarter two is more people joined. Andrew from the Legal Mindset joined up. Look at him now, fucking mainstream YouTuber, mainstream celebrity YouTuber now. Okay? Taking down my enemy, Destiny. Right? So, Myron is, at this point, Myron is just like, you know, we are like always talking. He's like texting me often. He's hitting me up. We are like becoming like best friends. And day in and day out, we're almost talking like every day. And you know, I just like anybody who wants to learn. I'm truly a teacher at my heart. My personality type in the MBTI is ENFJ. It's an extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging person, right? And the person is classified as what's known as the teacher, right? The teacher is what I'm known. So if I find a student that genuinely wants to learn and listen, you know, I'm happy to teach them. I'm happy to do, you know, whatever it fucking takes to help the person learn and listen. You know, that's just truly my thing. And so he just wanted to learn, and I taught him. Like, whenever you hear Myron say you got to sleep with at least 50 girls, that was me telling him that. And there's a bunch of things that he says in the show. That's what I taught him, right? And, you know, I just poured into the guy, and he started working with me. He started becoming, like, my go-to fitness guy. I would refer fitness people to him. I didn't even ask him for a commission. I was just like, just do whatever. Just do it. Just help these guys out. Just help these guys out, because I was overwhelmed myself. And then in 2020, I gave him the idea about, like, how you can do certain things, right? Back. Fucking Google Chrome's crashed now. I used to do a bunch of stuff, you know, and he would help me out with the coaching and stuff. And then in 2020, we came up with a plan, and we found out, like, what got clicks on a fucking dating app. And we found out these certain metrics that got more views, and girls were part of it. And I gave them the idea about, you know, when they do Money Mondays and Womanizer Wednesdays, I was the one who gave him that idea. I'm not trying to, like, take credit or take clout away from him. Myron is like a huge star compared to me, right? I had my day in the sun with the whatever podcast. That was fucking lit, you know? But, you know, I was a big part of that. And he took the show and he ran with it. And the guy has such an amazing work ethic, you know? Such an amazing work ethic. Such an amazing guy. And he just ran with it. And he just had guest after guest after guest after guest. And 2020, 2021, who comes on for the first time ever? Andrew Tate. I had done some streams with Andrew before, and Andrew was on my email list. He was watching what I was doing, right? And I remember when me and Myron were launching a product, right? I had an email list, and I'll never forget, you know, I'll show you. Because Tate was watching the red pill space from afar. What? This camera is freezing. Dude, I swear to God, like, the FBI can, like, get into my fucking shit and like, tactically fuck up my computer. I swear to God. It's, like, only when I'm doing, like, deep fucking important messages like this that this shit fuck up. Right? I'm pretty sure it's them. Anyways. So you can see here. Right? This is just me emailing my list at the time about a program that me and Myron were doing. Okay? And there he is right there. Andrew Tate. His photo. Emery A. Tate at gmail.com. That was on May 4th, 2020. He just says, good luck, G. Good luck, G. So, I coach Myron. Myron makes Fresh and Fit. And then Tate is watching me, the Red Pill guys and everything. And then Tate goes on fucking Fresh and Fit. And his first appearance is a tremendous success. I'll just say, too, did you guys notice that I just always at my house used to wear sunglasses on because of these lights would blast in your face when I did this when I first started live streaming? And then I started wearing them at night on the After Hours show. Did you see how, like, I'm such a trendsetter. A lot of people don't know. Go back and watch it. I'm probably the first guy to wear shades on the After Hours show. And Tate started wearing shades. And then that fucking everybody started wearing shades on the After Hours show. You know? But I don't need, like, to go and be like, hey, I'm the one that did it. I'm the one that did it. I just like to sit back and watch. And like I told you earlier, the originality, all right? The originality, most people don't have it. They copy. Why do you think Tate's on my fucking email list? Why do you think Tate is on my email list? I wasn't on his fucking email list. Right? Copy. But it's all good. So, now we got Fresh and Fit, becoming a gigantic voice for the men across America. They were the forgotten men, the men who were sold the lie and believing bullshit. You know, it's only now men are starting to fight back, and guess what? We're fucking winning, and men are getting confident again. Women are going back to the kitchen where they fucking belong, not trying to fucking run countries and governments and fuck everything up even more. Right? Shades, you and Donovan? What do you mean, shades? What do you mean? Shades? Me? Shades as in shade, like sunglasses, or someone throwing shade? Okay? So, I got some, I got some stuff I'm going to tell you, but I have a clip I'm going to show you here too. It's connected to all this, right? And so, that happens, and Tate, and here comes the good part of the story. Fresh and Fit is changing the world. In 2021, they're at the top of the fucking world, right? Tate hijacks the algorithm, goes viral everywhere. They can't shut him up. They can't control him. So social media companies get together and they ban Andrew Tate. That right there, all right? When they have to start fucking banning you, you won already. You fucking won. When they have to get up and they have to do the most bitch-made fucking faggot-ass thing they can do, try and ban you, that's how you know you got a valid point. And a lot of people don't remember this. Initially, first, it happened with these big tech companies, right? They first banned Alex Jones. And then, when Trump won, yeah, on Twitter, they banned Trump. They banned him off of Twitter. You know? And I remember there was so much bullshit that they had to go through, too. Do you guys remember when Jack Dorsey went on Joe Rogan with that Indian bitch? And he was trying to talk his way out of it with this Indian bitch. This self-righteous whore. You know? It's always great when you corner women and they're dead wrong and you got them cornered. And you're like, so you're a real piece of shit, aren't you? Aren't you? Why don't you own up to the fact that you're a piece of fucking human garbage? Why don't you fucking do that? Have some fucking balls. Oh, wait, you don't. You're a fucking woman. Got it. See, women are only emboldened when they know they have the upper hand. You know? It's like Batman when he was fighting Superman on the roof in the movie Batman versus Superman. And he says, Batman's such a badass. He tells Superman, you're not brave. Men are brave. And that's what I see with these cowardly American women right now. You know? It's a real shithole out here, guys. You know, I'm not saying it's hopeless, but a lot of these chicks are really fucked in the head with bad manners. But the good news is you could fuck it right out of them. Give them a little good of dick. Give them a little good fucking boundaries. Tell them how you shouldn't do that. It kind of makes you, it's kind of unattractive. It just makes you a very kind of undesirable woman. You know? You can condition it right out of them. Okay? So, all this shit's happening. They banned Trump. Andrew's becoming top of the world. And they ban Andrew in 2022. And then they arrest him. Andrew Tate goes to the Romanian prison. Fucking devastating. I remember watching him. Andrew and his brother, they don't really like me. But I just think it's so funny that they have such a fucking strong feeling about me. I don't really care about them. It's like that clip from Pirates of the Caribbean when he's like, the head of the Royal British Navy is like, you're the most disgusting, despicable pirate I ever heard of. And Jack Sparrow's like, but you have heard of me. I'm Jack Sparrow. When did they say they didn't like you? You see? Let me tell you my superpower. Anybody that has a big brand in the manosphere or red pill area, I have helped them, and I've helped their students out. So, the eyes and ears of the hot dude army are everywhere. And people talk, people report back to me. There are loyal factions to the MLD army, the hot dude army. Okay? So, JWB says, story time with MLD is cigar worthy. Hey, listen, light it up. Just don't do it to the point that you're going to get cancer. I'm not smoking weed until January 2026, boys. I smoked some weed with Bills and them to set up the studio because I have my weed card here in Florida. But I decided I'm going to crush it and go hard until the end of the year. You know? So, not through the grapevine. Guys, Justin Waller, both of his top interns that helped build his brand, graduates of my program, former intern with me. Okay? Guy who helped start Fresh and Fit with Myron and them, worked with me. Sterling Cooper, first marketing consultation he did, with me. Donovan Sharp needed help mastering his womanese, with me. Richard Cooper didn't know how to type, didn't know how to send an email, didn't know how to send affiliate links, didn't know how to make money with crypto. I tried to help him, but he had too much of a big ego. Stupid old man. Rollo, all he wants is money. Don't let him trick you about anything, guys. All Rollo wants is money and clout. That's all he wants. He doesn't give a fuck about you guys. He has no advice. All he can do is fucking write. Okay? But Thor, rest in peace. Brandon Carter asked me a lot of advice for setting up his streaming before he started Victory Top. Pearl, Real Femme Sapien, you know, all these people, Troy Francis, you name it. I helped all these people out. So, eyes and ears of the hot dude army are everywhere. But I digress. I've been to jail before for a couple days. Well, not a couple days. I think the longest I was in jail was a 12-hour stint. Well, no, in Hawaii I was in jail. Yeah, like 13 hours. Jail sucks. So for Andrew being in there, being arrested, taken away, I don't wish that upon anybody. Then also, dude, spot on. Spot fucking on. Rollo and Rich, if you look at them, they never like people to outshine them, which is the sign of a true weak man. Okay? When I saw Myron blowing up, I wasn't fucking angry or jealous. I was so happy. You know, Andrew, Legal Mindset, he doesn't want to make me a mod on his current YouTube channel because he's like mainstream, and you know, associating with me, the normies wouldn't like it. You know, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad at all. He's blown up. He's doing really good. I'm happy for him. He's got a really good brand. He's got a really good thing going on. I'll give you a midnight MLD exclusive. I'll tell you why this is not true. Okay? Okay. So in 2022 also, right? I kicked Charlie and Miguel out because they were just taking people's money. Charlie's alcoholic, habitual drug user, right? Fucked up person. And I was just like, I tried to help him get his shit together. He didn't get it together. You know, that's why that business has been spiraling. His videos get like fucking 60 views on them now. Okay? And I talk about another brand that I built from the ground up. That was Charlie. Charlie knew nothing. Charlie used to follow me around like a puppy dog trying to learn how to make money online. That's all he cares about. Money, 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 money. And, you know, I like to keep tabs on people after they burn bridges with me. Like, you know, Batman always he always has a contingency plan for every member of the Justice League in case they betray him. I'm kind of the same way. So, Charlie used to log in to his Twitter account on my computer. Never talked about this, but I'll just say it now. And him and Miguel were running some money back and forth on Pulse Chain, and they were doing some shady shit. And he had stole some money from my friend. He stole a couple $1,000s from my friend. And so we were trying to triangulate where he was. And I found Rollo's messages with Charlie. And in 2023, when I went on my tour, my majorly viral tour, I was supposed to do Access Vegas with Rollo, Sartain, and the girls. But Rollo changed it last minute. Because, again, he doesn't want to, can't outshine the master, right? In his mind, he's the master in his mind. And him and Charlie were talking back and forth. Charlie was afraid that I was going to come to Las Vegas with a gun and confront him for some reason. Charlie's such a fucking pussy, right? But it goes back to showing you, it says in the Bible, the wicked flee even though no one pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. So, him and Rollo were having their little weasel beta male conversations. And then Rollo told Charlie, and I'll never forget this. This is when, the moment I read this, I knew Rollo was dead to me. Okay? He was like, it's okay. I wanted to cancel on John anyways because I didn't want to bring him on a show full of girls he would never have a chance with. Basically, Rollo's trying to say that I couldn't pull these 35-year-old tattooed whores that they consistently had on Access Vegas. He's a fucking snake, guys. He's a fucking snake. He's a sack of shit. He's a liar. He's a beta male. Sure, his book helped people. Great. God bless you. Right? But at the end of the day, that's who he is. Okay? That's why he's taking steroids. That's why he's taking all. Like, how else do you think you guys think he's on a high beef diet? Okay? Thor was the one advising him on his fucking steroid protocol. That's why he's so big now. You know? That's why you think Rollo's in his 50s and he's finally like, oh, I decided to double my protein and put on muscle, guys. Like, when you get older, it's very hard to do that. Okay? Taking all those fucking steroids. That's why his face is so fat, too. No, he does take steroids. There's no must. He does take steroids. You know? And he wanted to take more and more and more and more. So Rollo's gone to the dark side. He's only in it for clout and money. That's it. And attempting to get some pussy here and there. For a guy they call the godfather of manosphere, you sure don't get a lot of pussy. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nandez says, that's cold about what Troll said. Those Access Vegas chicks are disgusting too. Bro. I dumped Miss Best Body Japan 2023, guys. I'm not worried about my game. I'm over here making millions. Okay? I'm over here living a good life. I'm happy. Okay? Life is good. A lot of those guys were salty about me making money too when I came on the scene. Because you know what? They didn't have fucking game. One of those guys, name all those guys who had game, who had consistent hot babes with them, having sex with hot young girls all the time, having a good time. Who was it? That's why they were hating on Fresh and Myron when they popped off, because Myron and Fresh were running through mad hoes too. Richard Cooper? Who's Richard, bitter old ass, gonna pull some pussy for? Richard's gonna pay for some pussy. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, back to the story. So now, they're getting ban happy. They're getting ban happy. They ban Alex Jones as a test. Then, they ban fucking, they ban Donald Trump. Now they ban Andrew Tate, right? And then they demonetize Fresh and Fit. I think because if Fresh and Fit were white guys, they would have banned them. Because they were black, they didn't ban them, so they just demonetized them, right? Because they didn't want backlash from the black community. And then when I go viral in 2023, right? Yeah, dude. Hey, it's like, I don't even have to say it. I don't even have to say it. I mean, we all see it. We all see it. We all see it. You know, it's like people think, that's why I'm so honest and open with everybody. Like, a lot of these guys who are content creators, they think like you guys are fucking stupid. They think like the audience is dumb. Like, dude, the audience is smart as fuck, bro. And they get, you know, involved in our lives. They research us, and they, you know, and if you do any shit, you know, that's fucked up, they're gonna find out. That's why Saint and the Sinner, this guy is so fucking cooked. I am loving watching his brand circle the fucking drain. It's funny. So let me continue the story because that kind of ties into everything. So 2023, I go viral, right? And that's another thing. Rollo was super jealous that I went viral. Rollo always thought that I was intentionally behaving the way that I was on stream to like be viral. And it's like, no, motherfucker, I am just viral material. I'm just fucking hilarious. So 2023 rolls on. I start going massively viral from the whole Banks thing, right? When I was on whatever podcast arguing with Banks. I am going internationally viral. Like, people notice me all around the world. It's fucking crazy. It was so crazy. I went to London. People recognized me. I went to a remote beach in Palawan, Philippines on a date with this chick. Like a remote location, and an Australian banker on the beach saw me and recognized me. You know? Everywhere I went, people just knew me. It was fucking amazing. My TikTok was blowing up, and then out of nowhere, boom, deleted. No reason why. No appeal was rejected. It wasn't until I found out in July of this year, after I fucking talked to 2 cute girls from TikTok, right? They were Chinese girls, so they didn't give a fuck. They just told me everything I wanted to know. It was the United States Data Security Service. The Biden administration had my TikTok deleted. Now, I also noticed after Andrew Tate got fucking arrested my views on this channel went down. And people drastically went down. Like I have 80, I'm getting like I'm averaging like 80 to 100 live viewers these days. But previously, I would get like around 150 to 200, good episodes 300, right? And I had noticed that everything had been going down. And then subscribers keep telling me, hey, I got unsubscribed from your channel. Hey, I'm not getting notifications from your channel. Hey, I'm leaving comments that are getting deleted on your channel. Okay? You know? And so all this shit was happening to me. The shadow bans, all that shit. I'm still, I would argue that I'm shadow banned to this day. To the point we're on government watch lists and shit. Blech. And so now we got to the point too, you know, because we kept pushing though. All of us kept pushing because we're all real men. We all keep fighting. That's the one thing. We keep fighting. And let me go take a piss. I'll tell you something. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. I ate all that fucking watermelon. All right. We're back. So, let's talk about what else happened. Okay? So I go viral in 2023. They delete my TikTok. I'm going super viral. And then I realize, in hindsight, I look at this shit and now I realize it. But that whole group of people, Destiny, Destiny's wife, Abba and Preach, and Saint and Sinner, he was just a bad luck thing that I did. But I'll talk about what's happening, okay? And so, I had clean reputation, right? I still do. And I was on the whatever podcast again, and I remember they asked me that question when they're like, you know, they asked me some loaded question. I was a couple White Claws deep, but I stand by what I said. You know, they were like, if a relationship were to get abusive, you know, should the girl stay with the guy? And I was like, I say if it's one instance, yeah. You have to use some fucking common sense. I'm not saying if the guy like Falcon punches her across the living room, you know, obviously that's a problem. But what they didn't know is when it comes to domestic violence, majority of the time, it is women who initiate the violence in relationships, not men. So I was defending women. No. Listen, you're a fucking dumbass, dude. Okay? You're a fucking stupid ass. All right? If you're going to call me your friend and invite me and say, fly to Las Vegas, come do a podcast with me, change the podcast last minute on my fucking dime, my fucking time, and then go into the DMs and DM somebody and say, yeah, I'm glad he didn't come because I didn't want to put him in a studio full of women that he could never get with. when I fucked way more hot girls in my life than Rollo has ever fucked. Rollo's body count's not even fucking 60. He's like 40. I know he's cheating on his wife now, but, you know, he's fucking some slags too. Okay? So, if you're going to be like this and talk a shit about me behind my back and you're going to call myself your friend, no, buddy. You made your bed, now you fucking lay in it. And he's a weasel and he's a snake. And he does all this shit behind the back of people. He does it often, okay? He's a real fucking little weasel because he's an insecure beta male, right? I don't have to go around talking shit about people's game ability, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I've fucked 300 plus chicks. Okay, I'm satisfied. I don't have to prove my game to nobody. But if you want to say you're my friend and you do shit like that, no, there's not a fucking miscommunication, okay? You are fucking blind. I know what I read with my fucking own eyes, okay? There's not attention before that. There's no tension. There's no. They always had attention with me because they wanted me to fall in line and fucking be a little bitch boy, like, you know, like they look at Rule Zero now. It's all little Rollo's little lapdog shows, right? No, I'm not gonna bow down and be like, oh, because I read the Rational Mail. I told Rollo Rational Mail sucked. I told him, I was like, that's okay. You know, it's like not real player shit. So anyways, so we go on the show, I say that, and then his wife, Destiny's wife, because they're all pieces of shit, right? Myron Gaines just inked a $100 million contract? Wow. What are you talking about? Are you for real? I'm going on X right now. Find out if that's real. Where did you see that? I'm so proud of him if he did. Are you making that up? Are you making that up? Rollo has a history of backstabbing ever since the 21 convention back in 2017. Facts, brother. Facts. Because he's a very snake kind of guy, bro. He's an insecure snake. Not 100 mil, but he did ink a contract with Party? Really? Wow, that's crazy. Are you serious? Good for him. Where are you reading this? Where did you see? I don't see any news. Anyways, let me finish the story. So, on X? Where on X? X is a big place. I don't see it. You derailing my show, nigga. Sneeko announced it on his Myron Gaines clipping. Let's go. I don't see it. Well, it's all good. I'm happy for him. That's interesting. I get tired about Myron talking about Israel. Me too. I'm just, it's fine. It's his thing. I don't care. I'm going to talk about helping men. That's just what I've dedicated my life to. That's all I care about is helping men. So I send that thing to, I said it on the podcast, during the whatever podcast. And during the podcast, if you're watching it, no one really gives a shit. We just move on to the next thing. But then the next day they clip it, and then they had fucking what do you call it? Then they had Moist Critical react to it, and then they had this guy. Oh, okay, here it is. Cool. W. Myron Gaines. I'm so interested in this. This is cool. I'm proud of him. I'm so proud for him. Super, super, super happy for him. Rollo's gonna throw shade as usual.
Bad Bunny, retarded ass nigga say, oh, you got 4 months to learn Spanish. Shut the fuck up, nigga. You fucking taco retard. No, we're not gonna learn Spanish. How about that one? Okay? Last time I checked, Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. Last time I checked, English is the official language now, according to Trump's new executive order. So how about you learn some goddamn English, you reggaeton retard? Like, goddamn, bro.
Are you in Miami now? No, never, bro. You never catch me living in Miami. Bro, I'm in a different part of my life, guys. I'm a very peaceful, happy part of my life. You know? I am not. Thank you, Billy. But anyways, let me go back to the story because I'm getting all over the place. Starting to fade. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning here. So anyways. So then that whole shit happens where they take the clip out of context and they post it, and then they do all this shit where they're fucking, you know, try to smear me. They had some text messages that I fired this fucking loser that used to work for me called Mac the Day Gamer. I fired him, and he was butthurt, so he's sending all these messages to everybody. And, you know, we had a group chat when we just talk about, like, I just say, oh, this girl's so ugly, someone should fucking hit her with a wrench and kill her, or something like that, you know. Just guy talk. You know. Locker room talk. Grab her by the pussy, you know. That kind of shit. Is this real? Really? Rollo threw shade with the Tate and Myron saving America. Well, Rollo's a registered Democrat, so what would he know? What would he know? Look me up, boys. Born and raised and will die Republican. Saint. And also during that time, Saint the Sinner too, right? Scumbag, piece of shit black guy. He set me up for some fucking interview. He's a fake rich guy. He doesn't have money. He's broke. He's living off of his fucking fat girl that he called his assistant. Really, it's his fat, ugly white girlfriend, who's his sugar mama. He's also a registered Democrat, by the way. Okay? He's getting destroyed right now. He's getting destroyed by a fucking content creator who's an actual millionaire called Millionaire Bachelor. Millionaire Bachelor is, I've talked to that guy. That guy's a real fucking cool guy. He's smart as hell. Okay? Marquette, I mean, you know, my friend, my fucking friend told me this too. My friend from Guyana, he's actually a rich guy, comes from a rich family, super good guy, black belt, jiu-jitsu. He's like, he told me, he's like, bro, never trust a black guy named Marquette.
Really, nigga?
Yeah, bro. Saint the Sinner flew to Romania to give Andrew Tate chocolate in a card. He was rejected as security. I know, what a dumbass, dude. What a stupid, clout-hungry, dumb black guy. And he talks all this shit, and he's living off the coattails of his fucking fat, ugly white girlfriend. And at least have a fucking, if you're gonna be a scumbag, at least have like a hot girlfriend you're finessing, not some fucking fat pig. But Satan Center is getting completely destroyed by Millionaire Bachelor. And that's the problem with guy, because he's an actual textbook narcissist. And what narcissists do is they go through life and they keep on making enemies, and eventually the enemies fucking they form a coalition against you and they take you out. He's gonna end up in jail. Watch. Mark my words. Mark my fucking words. He's gonna end up in jail. He's just a dumb fucking black idiot. You know? He's like, he gives black, because I have some really good black friends, right? Like, King Dre is a black guy that has seriously impacted my life in a fucking life-changing way. Him and Offie Kingdom. Player Supreme was the guy who taught me a lot about really, because I learned how to pick up girls from like the old school black player, the real red pill way, right? And yeah, Myron cut him off for talking shit. I told Myron's fucking, you know, I love Myron. Myron's very book smart, but he's not very street smart, you know? And so I was telling him, like, dude, that guy's a piece of shit. And he's like, I was like, if this guy was really a multi-millionaire, why would he be driving some old, beat-up fucking piece of shit Maybach? Like, what are we doing here, guys? You know? But the truth always comes out. Yeah, oh, wow. You know Player Supreme? Yeah. Player Supreme is a good man. He helped me out. We kind of had a falling out at the end. But, because he was always telling me, don't cold approach, don't, and I was like, fuck that, man, you taught me to think for myself, I'm going to go for my dreams. I told him, I'm going to go for my dreams. I'm going to do what I want. And I told him what I wanted to do, and here I am. Multi-million-dollar earning entrepreneur. You know? And yeah, but it's funny, God has, I really think, I've been starting to like believe in God again, but like not because I'm getting old and I'm gonna die or soon, you know, like but like everybody who did me wrong during that whole fucking cancellation era got cooked. Like Charlie was bad-mouthing me in 2023. His credibility's in the dirt. He just caused people to lose all his fucking money again in the Polimos project. Destiny is probably going to go to jail for child pornography distribution. His brand is completely destroyed. Destiny got demonetized. Melania, what was his girlfriend's name? That ugly bitch with the yellow teeth. That's like how unforgettable. That's how forgettable these losers are. Well, anyways, Destiny's midwife. He dumped her. She's a loser now. She has no brand, nothing. She was just Destiny's wife. Destiny's demonetized. Saint Sinner, he was always a nobody, but now he's a nobody and demonetized even more. And you know, it's so funny. He's like, "Oh, I'm this big multimillionaire. Make sure you send a super chat. Make sure you send tuition." Shut up, you broke idiot. Let's go sell some crack, make some money. Melina, that's her name, Melina. Right? You know, everybody who did me wrong during that time. Mac the Day Gamer's broke. He's so fucking broke, it's hilarious. He's so broke. He has no money. He is a broke English teacher with no future and no cash. Yeah, that's it. Said he's a send tuition. He's not in Vegas. Millionaire Bachelor ran him out. He's hiding in Atlanta with his fat girlfriend, the fat white girl. That's what he's doing now. Oh, my monitor's being weird. No? Old chubby chubs. So, now we got to the point where they shadow banned me. They shadow banned, they outright banned people like Tate and shit. And You know, we're still making impact. It was because of the red pill movement. The trad wife thing started happening in America. Like when girls get trad wife and going on TikTok and baking bread and shit and shutting the fuck up, as they should. You know? Good times, man. Mega, mega, mega good times. And so, that being said, we're winning, boys. We're winning. We are winning, my brothers. We are winning. It may not feel like we are winning, but remember this. Hard times create hard men. Hard men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. We just got done with the weak men era. You know, there's still some weak men around. We're kind of hitting a floor on the weak men. But this is why you see men, like, men used to simp, right? And I feel like simping is disappearing. It's going away to a degree. It's not as bad as it used to be. There's still simps out there. But more and more guys are speaking up and fighting back. And we are too. And because of us, we had a huge pull in the politics. And the next thing is this. These fucking pieces of shit at YouTube are shadow banning content creators, myself included. They hide people in the algorithm. They have algorithmic favoring. And like the thing is, when a problem is spoken about, it's brought to awareness. And eventually, when it's brought to awareness, people are going to solve it. And shadow banning is a real thing. Trump has been talking about it because it happened to him. The shadow banning is a real thing, okay? And so, I just know that there's going to be balance brought back. I know. I just have to, like, in life, when bad things are happening to you, you just have to endure. You really do. That's it. Marcus Aurelius said that. When bad things are happening to you, just endure the pain and don't make it worse by complaining. And, you know, I could be upset about shadow banning, whatever, but you know what I'll do? I'll stream more. That's why I started the Midnight MLD. You know, you want to be honest? You know who really motivated me? It was Myron. How Myron just fucking, you know, pushed his way through. Just got to 400,000 on his channel. And I was talking with Alex and stuff, and Alex Hormozy, and you know, I'm trying to, guys, like I said, for me. So first of all, to qualify to go to one of his workshops, you have to at least make $250,000 net profit per year. And then they give you the offer to fucking work with his team, which is $35,000 for 2 meetings there at acquisition headquarters in Las Vegas. And then if you qualify further, they ask you if you want to do 1 day with Alex, and that's $100,000. And I paid money to, you know, to do all that shit, right? And, you know, I'm trying to fix the problem the way, I'm just trying it with all my effort. I mean, look, hey, look, this studio is nice, right? Is this studio not nice? This is like come on. Like, and when bad things happen, guys, it just sucks, and you have to endure. I haven't even fully talked about all the other stuff, you know, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Let's see. Bricks Logo says, MLD, folks told me to stop listening to you because you're agnostic-ish, but every person I've known who's atheist, agnostic, has come around in their own time. Isolating and criticizing only pushes them away. Well, look, remember, I used to be, I don't know if you guys know this, I used to be in school to be a pastor. I grew up heavily in the Pentecostal church, right? But my thing about God, Christianity, existence is this. I think it's almost like so arrogant of us to say we know when we're alive for such a small speck of time. Like, literally, think about it. You're alive for about 70 years. So I'm going to be 40. So my life is more than 50% over. I'm lucky if I make it to 100, right? I would like to make a healthy 100. But for me to be like, yes, definitely, I know what happens when we die. Think about that. You know? I just think it's just so arrogant to think you've got it all figured out. You know? I don't deny that there's a God. I definitely believe something created us. I don't think this is one big cosmic fucking accident. And I definitely don't believe it because the Democrats believe that shit. Not on my watch. I do like Christianity. If I were to go religious, I would just be a Christian again. And, you know, but I don't know. All those is it a coincidence? So that's like, I thought about this through. Like, so is it a coincidence that the majority of the people that did me dirty 2023 got revenge by God? Or was it just they just have a habit of being pieces of shit and eventually their pieces of shitness caught up to them? Right? Well, that's deep, man. I never heard that quote. This life is just preparation for death, Schopenhauer. That's like super deep. I mean, I'm like you guys. Like sometimes I'll wake up and I just like I'm sad. I'm like I'm gonna die one day. You know, I'll be in my bed. I'll grab my dog and cuddle with her. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch you die first. I'm so sad. I love Happy so much. I love my dog. I really love Happy. You know? But I hope tonight's episode, because I kind of just want to let it out, because, you know, it's just so great that Kamala Harris is not president, because God knows what the fuck would be going on. And guys, we did it. We did it. We are changing the culture, okay? And, you know, my channel is not as big and poppin' as the other guys' channel, but I know I'm doing my good work. And I know that I have pull with all those boys, and they respect me, and I respect them. And, you know, I still do pretty good. I'm proud of my brand. And I'm happy. I'm super happy. You know, I'm honored to wake up and serve you guys every day and do the right thing. I live a good life. I live a good life of integrity. I don't have to feel bad about, like, scamming somebody or doing some bullshit like that fucking scammer Marquette. You know? You know? So, Biden got anal cancer, Karma. Did he really get anal cancer? Please tell me he got anal cancer. That's what you get for smelling all those children, you sicko. But, you know, it just seems like when Trump's in office, things are getting back to normal. Normalcy's coming. Is it really did he really get ball cancer? Am I cool with Miguel? No. No, I'm not. Like, these guys, you guys don't understand, man. You guys don't get it. You guys have no idea, man. It's like, blows my mind how... It's all right. MLD was right. You'll see. You'll see. Time exposes everything, boys. But in the meantime, I'm here to keep helping guys level up. And the reason I wanted to say about the red pill defeated Kamala, because a lot of people like to talk shit about the red pill. A lot of people like to talk shit about us. A lot of people like to talk shit about men's dating coaches and stuff like that. Because you know why? Because that's all they can do is talk shit. Our movement, we're the ones with the fucking motion. We're the ones that help pave the way for people like Nick Fuentes. We're the ones that help pave the way for people like Andrew Tate. We're the ones that paved the way fucking making shit like Fresh and Fit become mainstream. Okay? And at the end of the day, we're changing the culture for good. Because all these pieces of shit, these whining loser, these fucking faggots, all these fucking pieces of garbage, all right? All they could do is run their stupid fucking mouth, because that's all they can do. That's their only talent. That's the only thing. That's not even a talent. It's just that's the only way they can do anything. All they could do is talk. Okay? But we'll continue to change. And guys, you don't remember the original OG days of fucking 2019 MLD? I was live streaming to like 20, 40 people. You know, I have faith in myself that I'm going to figure this out. I believe in me. Because I've got through other shit before. And, you know, so it's going to be okay. And even if it doesn't be okay, I'll be okay, you know. But I know I'm just a guy that wants to figure it out. But I know, guys, like I said, I knew I was being shadow banned. I knew the government was trying to shut me down. And like I said, the government, the United States Data Security Service, deleted my fucking goddamn TikTok. And I take pride on that. You know why I take pride? Because you can't beat me with your ideas. You cannot beat me with your ideology. So you have to fucking use trickery. You have to use bullshit. You have to use all this sideways fucking trash to fucking try and break me down and silence my message, because at the end of the day, I'm better than you. What I'm saying is right. I changed the lives. Some of my clients, like one of my clients that I've been helping it, right? He's about to get his girl pregnant. And he's happy. You know, they're happy. I get these guys, I teach these guys to be good to women. You know, I teach these guys to love these girls, be good men, take care of the women. You know, I don't advise them to be a piece of shit or anything like that. So, damn, 2.5 hours. Well, listen, guys, I'm cooked. I love you all. Thank you for being with me. Listen, guys, go to sleep, all right? Get some fucking rest. I love you. We'll talk soon. Peace out.